Hello, amazing human, and welcome to Neurodivergent Bites, a podcast for neurodivergent entrepreneurs to understand systems, change the narrative about productivity, and embrace yourself for who you really freaking are. If your energy is being sucked, you're struggling to focus, or you know you need systems, but there's a disconnect for whatever reason, join your host, that's me, Karalee, along with fellow amazing humans on how being a neurodivergent entrepreneur has impacted the way they do life and business. If you're looking for bite-sized action steps, you're in the right place. Hello, amazing humans. Welcome back to Neurodivergent Bites. I am your host, Karalee, and today I want to talk about your calendar or your schedule. And the reason that this is perfectly placed here in October is because we have the holidays coming up, which means it is the most vital time of the year to have your schedule and your calendar in check. So during this holiday season, right, what happens? We still have all of the work that we need to do usually that we'd have any other time of the year, but we also have a lot more family gatherings or a lot more commitments in general, right? Maybe your kids are home from school more often, right, because they have break. So this time of the year is incredibly vital to have your schedule really figured out. Okay, so I'm going to give you your very first action step, like not even a minute, maybe a little over a minute into this episode, because I really want you to have blank space on your calendar. So I want you to get out your planner, get out your Google Calendar, your Apple Calendar, wherever you keep these appointments, these things, okay? And when I think about my calendar, I have appointments that are at certain times. I've got really important things that I need to make sure I do like at certain times, different things like that. And then I also have like certain things from like business on there and whatnot, because, you know, my scheduling software also pulls from that calendar. Okay, so that's I use a digital calendar, but you guys know me, or if you don't, I'm all about digital organization. Oh man, words are just not coming to me today. So I'm a huge advocate now. This did not used to be me, but I'm a huge advocate now for blank space on the calendar. And it is for spontaneous outings. It is for really being able to prioritize what's really important in the moment. Really feeling in alignment with my energy and what I have the capacity to take on and do. So I don't say yes to everything, not even in the holiday season. This year will be tested the most out of all of the years, because this year is the year where I really have my shit together. But it's going to be a lot harder to stick to those boundaries than any other time, because I might have my shit together this year, but I also have more things on my plate this year. So that's intentional. Keep that in mind. But it's intentional to make money, to also still keep my calendar flexible, like so many things. So my very first action step here, since I didn't actually give it to you, my bad, is to look at your calendar. You got it out, and I know I want you to look at it and see if there are blank spaces. Like I'm talking full weekends with nothing on it. I'm talking days with maybe only a handful of things on it. If I showed you my calendar, it wouldn't overwhelm you, and trust me, there is a ton of things on there. It has been so freeing to be able to keep my calendar wide open for, like I said, spontaneous outings, feeling in alignment with things. And if I had my entire schedule planned out from, Sunday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday, whatever you want to say, right, for my entire week, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed with very little flexibility, if that's what you want, fantastic. And that's not what I want. That does not feel good to me. And so having the blank space allows my brain to have the freedom to not be forced into doing what it has to do at that time. Plain and simple. My brain does not like to be told what to do and do it when. I literally have to give myself a pep talk when I have to go do something at a certain time if I'm not excited about it. If I'm excited about it, then we don't have to get a pep talk. We have to prevent myself from getting too overly excited, pretty much. But Look at your calendar, see what does it do? How do you feel about it? Your calendar and your schedule, right? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel overwhelmed? Does it make you feel blah? Does it make you feel like, really good maybe? Evaluate that. Kind of feel into that. If you're a journaling type of person, write some stuff down. If you're able to take anything off of your calendar, out of your schedule, do it. And it might feel weird in the beginning, especially if you're not used to having any blank space and suddenly you have choices, you have options. It might feel really, really strange and unnatural. When I started slowing down my life over the last year, it felt so unnatural for someone that was booked solid, said yes to everything, complete people pleaser. Okay? I'm telling you, having blank space in my calendar used to give me anxiety because I'm like, well, what if I'm bored? Or then I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that. No, that blank space can allow you to catch up on things, for example, or it can allow you to have spontaneous outings with your family, or, whatever you want to put in there. You have choices, okay? I'm all about choices. I'm all about feeling in alignment with what you're doing and the energy in which you have available to you, okay? So if I've got a packed week, Monday through Friday, you better bet my weekend is going to be light because I'm not going to suffer because I didn't allow myself enough time to have choices and to breathe and to not have to do anything, right? So look at your calendar, see what you can take off, see what you don't feel in alignment with, and kind of just make choices from there. And then once you have that blank space, like I said, it'll feel a little strange for a little bit, and then it'll start feeling really, really good. And when it starts feeling really, really good, that's when we get to add in some fun, okay? We get to add in so much fun. The goal in life is not how many things can I do in a 24-hour period. How fast can I hustle and grind, or how much can I hustle and grind, right? That's not what life is all about. How much can I fit into this little tiny bucket of time, right? That's not supposed to be the case at minimum 24/7, for sure. Okay, we're supposed to be human beings that can have, days off, that can have options and choices. Okay, and regardless of what type of job you have, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, regardless of what type of job you have, you can implement this to a degree. Now, my husband still works full time, sometimes has to work weekends. So when he does have those days off, we are super intentional with how he uses his time, meaning, if we have some family things, we'll do family things, but otherwise I literally give him free reign to be like, what feels good for you to do? If sitting in front of the TV all weekend feels good, or playing video games feels good, great, rest. If sleeping all weekend feels good, then sleep. Your body obviously needs it. One of these weekends in the recent past, he was like, I can't slow down. My body doesn't feel like it can slow down right now. So he cleaned our entire garage, and he was super proud of himself. But because he wanted to do that with his free time, he was able to enjoy it a little bit more than if he was forced to do it, just because he had the time. So kind of feeling into what feels good and in alignment for that time that you do have blank space in the calendar. What I do with my blank space is I tend to I sit down and read sometimes. I watch a series. Sometimes I'm like, man, I just want to just dig in and getting all this laundry caught up. Other times I, hang out with my family and we do other fun things like get out of the house, So, but I have those as options, and that's what's really powerful. So today, I just really want you to think about how you want to feel about your schedule and your calendar. Most of us want to feel really good. And if that's not the case right now, I want you to really reflect on why and what you can do about it. And if you want to go ahead and head to any of the social media platforms that I am on and send me a DM and just, have a little chat about it. Or if you want to schedule a coffee chat, we can chat through, the schedule. I would really love to be able to support you in this way. There are many options as to how to do that. So I look forward to hearing from you. I would love to get your feedback on what you would love to hear on this podcast. And in the show notes, there is a podcast topic request form. I would love to have you fill out so that way I can record podcasts on what you truly want to hear about from me. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you're notified whenever I drop a new episode. But currently it's every Tuesday, and I look forward to being able to support you even more, and I look forward to seeing some DMs come through from you with your brainstorm and your questions. I am sure you're going to fall in love with the blank space that you are creating in your schedule. And if you're terrified that this blank space is just not going to be for you, let me tell you that was the thought that I had when I first started creating this blank space to allow more flexibility. And you know what? Like I said, I fell in love with the blank space, the flexibility, the spontaneity, all of those things. And that's not me. It wasn't me. And now it is. And that feels super, super good. Before I wrap up today's episode, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey to empower neurodivergent entrepreneurs. I hope that you've gained valuable insights and a fresh perspective on productivity and self-acceptance. No matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, I'm here to support you. These transformative conversations will equip you with bite-sized action steps that you can apply immediately. Let's redefine productivity on our own terms and create a business that aligns with who we truly are. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast to receive the latest episodes and join our amazing community of neurodivergent humans. Remember, being unique is our superpower, and together we can rewrite the rules of success.